Hello everyone, have you wanted to become a furry in Warframe, or maybe just a she-wolf? Well, Voruna, our 51st Warframe, is the Warframe for you. I'm your lovely host, the Gaming Weasel, and let's get straight into her kit, the build, and everything Voruna. Now, Voruna is, as I said, our 51st Warframe added with the Lewis Prey update, and I do have to say, she's quite ferocious. A decently strong Warframe that has tons of health, energy, and basically can apply loads of status as well, bleed procs as well with her 4th, and it has 4 different passives, which are of course holding down the corresponding button 1 to 4. The first one will give you increased parkour velocity, which is good, you know, maybe getting out of sticky situations. The second one will grant you status immunity, which is the one that I use basically all of the time. The third one will give you additional 90% heavy attack efficiency, and then the fourth one will basically act as an extra life with a recharge of 60 seconds. So that is pretty good. The first ability, basically what it's going to do, turn you invisible. If you kill an enemy whilst you're invisible, it is going to extend the what's it called, the buff that you get, and if you just basically exit out of the invisibility by normal or just by swinging your melee weapon or attacking, you will get a small critical damage and status chance boost, and if you do kill an enemy, that buff is going to be extended. So that is really good. The second ability will basically flung you into an enemy, applying 5 random status effects and a stack of 10. So this is going to be very cool. Killing that enemy, of course, will spread it to nearby enemies. This is the ability that you're going to be using most of the time, because this ability shreds through enemies and allows you to shred through enemies with, of course, a weapon, a melee weapon of your choice, with, of course, corrosive projection. Now, the weapon of my choice is going to be the Cronin Prime because of its fast attack speed, its great combo, and of course, its great damage. The build of the Cronin Prime is on the screen right now. This is the one that I'm using. Pretty plain and simple build. I already showed this build in a decent number of videos, but nonetheless, there you go for people who haven't seen it. And now, the third ability is the one that you're gonna have active basically all of the time. Killing an enemy with headshots is gonna drop energy orbs, and then mailing an enemy is gonna drop you health orbs. Now, this is going to be very cool, just because Equilibrium is going to be very decent with this Warframe. Now, keeping in mind that, of course, health is really good on Voruna, and getting more of it, or even stronger health orbs, hint nudge is going to be very good. So always have this ability active. If you kill an enemy whilst there's 5 or more status effects, it's going to increase the duration of the ability, so that's pretty cool, I guess, just because, you know, almost every single enemy is gonna have 5 or more status effects on him just because of her second ability. Then the fourth ability, basically you have 5 charges to slash and dash into an enemy. You will apply slash damage to them, stacking slash damage, or I guess multiplicative stacking damage, and of course you're going to be using up the charges. And now keep in mind, if you kill an enemy with this, the status is going to spread to more enemies, and it's also gonna double the damage of the actual remaining charges, so keep that in mind. By the way, I wanted to say it applies a really good scaling slash damage on multiplicative damage, so just, you know, a little bit of an info there. Now, the weapon of choice is going to be the Orcoplasmor and the Chrono that I showed before. The Orcoplasmor build looks like this. As I said, showed this build many times before as well. I use this build basically for everything. It is an amazing Orcoplasmor build. I mean, it has a wide shot, so you're basically going to be getting headshots all day long, but the Cronin Prime is the most important weapon. Now, her fourth ability is something that I'm disappointed with. I was expecting it to do much more damage. I mean, she's a wolf that goes all on 4s and fucking pounces everything that's in front of her, and basically I thought she was gonna, oh my god, this is gonna be really good, but sadly it kind of isn't. The Warframe itself is really amazing. She cannot die for the hell of it. Like, I played many different things. The gameplay in the background is the new game mode inside of Steel Path, level 125. She cannot die if you use all of her abilities right, using her, I guess, first ability, then activating your second ability, because if you activate your second and or fourth ability, you do not get out of an invisibility, only when you attack with either one of the weapons that you have equipped. So that's going to be very cool, and of course getting that critical damage and also status chance buff is going to be very nice. And basically going on to that, activating Terrify, which is the ability that we switched out our decent for or with. Terrify is an amazing armor reduction ability. I have mine set at 100%. The Voruna build, yes, forgot that. This is what it looks like. Now, the way I set up Voruna is basically health, and even more health. Like shield getting, get the frick out of here, we do not need you. With this build, you can survive a decent way through Steel Path. Even with the new Steel Path conjunction missions, you can survive a decent ways with this build. The most important parts of the build is going to be equilibrium. You can put on the Archon mod, but you don't have to. The Archon flow is going to give you a 10% chance of an energy orb dropping. Of course, Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify, and also the new Arcane Blessing, which of course gives you health for every health orb you pick up. And there's going to be a lot of health orbs. Now, it's not maxed out, but it gives me 16 health, max health, keep that in mind. 16 per, I guess, orb pickup, stacking up to 50 times, and that means 800 extra health. So her health can get quite chunky. Now, maybe a couple of things that you could change out. You could maybe change out Transient Fortitude, but honestly with this build you don't need to. You have 100% armor reduction, and second ability is sort of based upon your power strength, but the third one and the first one aren't. So yeah, you're not, more power strength is definitely not needed. 175 for me is the sweet spot. Having range is going to be very good because of this status spreading range, and also because of Terrify, so keep that in mind. Arcane Fury, of course, there as well to give me extra melee damage. So basically that is it. How do you play her? Or use all of her abilities. I guess the way that I play her, activated her ability, then activate her first ability, go invisible, apply your second ability onto basically any enemy. You can apply Terrified then, or maybe after you tank the enemy, and do amazing amounts of critical damage, and also spreading the viral procs everywhere, or just status procs in general. So basically, that's how you rinse and repeat. Collect those health orbs, get as much health as you possibly can. A couple of things as well, Brief Respite could be used, and shield getting is really good with her, so if you want to go that route, you definitely can. I just prefer playing like this. But this has been Voruna. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, do leave a like, a comment, and do subscribe for more, and I will see you guys on the next one.